Ramsey County Court, law number 2 is in session with the court's announcement docket. First case is cause number 331310, case of South State of Texas versus Jesus Ramon Castro or Jesus Ramon Castro Jr. Mr. Castro, is that your full name?
Yes.
How you doing, Mr. Castro?
Doing good.
That's good, Mr. Castro. Your attorney is Mr. Scott Rennick. He's appearing via Zoom. Mr. Rennick, how are you doing?
Good, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. State is represented by Attorney Tommy Coleman. Attorney Coleman, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor.
That's good. Mr. Rennick, what is your announcement in Mr. Castro's case?
Your Honor, Mr. Castro had a felony that was pending and it was dismissed 2 days ago. The prosecutor and I have started discussing the case. What we're asking is if we could just get a reset on the announcement. I'm confident that we're going to have some resolution. I just need to get with the prosecutor to confirm the offer and then meet with Mr. Castro.
Okay. How much time do you need?
Brief, Judge, whatever the court deems appropriate, but not a lot of time.
Okay, I was gonna give them 7 days.
Yeah, make it short. What about 2 weeks?
2 weeks is perfect, Judge.
You can reset it for 2 weeks. Okay, this case is gonna be reset from May 18th. Mr. Castro, you can get your reset in court from our court coordinator. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. And Mr. Rennick, your reset will be sent to you. I think this is your only case. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
You too, Judge.
Mr. Castro, once you get your reset, you'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day. All the way on the end over here. All right. Next case is cause number 325928. Case is filed the State of Texas versus Joshua Eddie Brown. Mr. Brown, would you come forward?
She's just got that screen. Thank you.
This is cause number 325928. Case is filed the State of Texas versus Joshua Eddie Brown. Mr. Brown, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Brown, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Brown, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Brown, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Brown?
I'm doing all right.
That's good, Mr. Brown. You're here represented by your attorney, John West. Attorney West, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Brown, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information alleges that on or about December 21st of 2019, while you're in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of resisting arrest, search, transportation. Mr. Brown, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And
Well, what's transportation? What's that?
It's an overall, it's a statute resistance. The way they got it listed, it could be multiple things. It could be transportation, it could be arrest, it could be et cetera.
Okay.
Okay, now, Mr. Brown, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Not really. I know resisting
Okay,
arrest.
Mr. Brown, hold on, let me do this here. I'm going to give you some time to talk to your attorney, and then once you talk to your attorney, we'll call you back up.
Okay.
Okay, the court's back in session and calls number 325928. Case is filed State of Texas versus Joshua Eddie Brown. Mr. Brown has previously been sworn in. Mr. Brown, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information alleges that on or about December 21st of 2019, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of resisting arrest, search, transportation. Mr. Brown, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Brown, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Voluntarily.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
I do not wish to contest the charges.
Okay,
I
now,
resist.
Mr. Brown, I also have before me a document that is titled, hold on a minute. Tablet. Yeah, you can try. Here we go. Miss Elizabeth, I think it's working. Well, let me see. Oh, wow.
It's not.
I spoke too fast. Yeah, let me. Try this one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Brown, I have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishments. Mr. Brown, do you recognize this document? Could you can stand over there by your attorney, you can show that to him. And you'll be able to do the next page. Do you recognize that document?
Yes, sir.
Go to the next page. Are those your initials
Yes, sir.
on the line that says no contingent, which means no contest?
Yes, sir.
On the next page, is that your signature at the top of the document?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, which is titled the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, is that your signature above the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Hold on, you showed him that.
Oh, yeah.
At the top of that document, there are two boxes that's checked. The first box says check states that this is a plea bargaining case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box says check states that you're waiving your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Mr. Brown, I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yeah,
Is that your signature on the line that is titled Defendant?
yeah. Yes,
Okay, now, Mr. Brown, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that he went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, state like offer, states exhibit number 1 and states exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit.
Yes, Your Honor, state office both states one and states.
Any
two.
objections?
No objections.
No objection, states exhibit number 1 and 2 or admitted. Mr. Brown, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
Mr. West, you advise and counsel Mr. Brown. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Brown, your attorney, Mr. West, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Brown, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I'll also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I'll also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for the defendant's plea of no contest in this case, we're asking that the court defer a finding of guilt and place the defendant on community supervision for a period of 18 months. Order that he pay a fine of $800, perform 40 hours community service restitution, and comply with all the other additional standard terms and conditions of probation, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Brown, the state is offering that you serve 18 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 18-month deferred adjudicated probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $800 plus court costs of $352. The total fine and court cost is $1,152. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You will also be required to reimburse Jefferson County, the court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. Mr. Brown, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will have to pay while you're on probation, is $160 per month. Will you be able to pay the $160 each month?
Yes, sir.
You will also be required to perform 40 hours of community service, and you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this deferred adjudicated probation. Mr. Brown, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Brown, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Brown, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not appear on your record as a conviction, and you may qualify for a non-disclosure. And you can talk to your attorney, Mr. West, about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent on those matters. Now, Mr. Brown, this will conclude your case. You're gonna stand on,
Sorry to interrupt, Your Honor. There is the matter of waiving the record. I don't know that we've done that
Oh.
in this case.
thanks.
Uh,
Mr. West, do you waive a record in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thanks. Now, Mr. Brown, you're gonna stand on the X next to your attorney, follow the directions of of the clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. All right.
Hi, Mr. Brown, can I get your right thumbprint on that blue light in front of you? Pick it back up and place it back down, but very gently. Thank you. You can remove your phone. Now, Mr. Brown, can I get your signature on that signature pad in front of you?
You won't be able to see it, but I will.
You're gonna get 5 win.
You play your marbles.
Yes.
I need Mr. West. Can you mark this on the phone? Thank you. And now Mr. Brown, come forward and raise your right hand. You swear that you've never before been given probation or deferred adjudication for a felony or misdemeanor in Texas or any other state?
Yes, ma'am.
Never have? Okay. And you have no other pending charges that you're aware of? Okay.
What, hold on a minute.
You're just gonna report to this address here as soon as you leave, and we'll go over all the terms and conditions of your probation.
Miss- Could you look in his file? There was a document where he was supposed, it probably says English at the top, where he was notified of counselor.
Oh, you're talking about Mr.
5 win.
What page is he on?
He's on page 2, at the bottom, third person from the bottom. there's a document in there that, where he's, if he's not a citizen, he can request that the council of his country be notified.
Yeah, get the correspondence, that's it right there.
Yes. Okay, hold on. We got to get the prosecutor. 5 Win, cause number 331144. Yeah, won't you come forward, Mr. Win? Did we, what happened? He signed both? No, oh, looking at this document, I was looking at, there was a note that he was supposed to notify the council. And what I'm saying, he just signed both documents. I mean, both statements saying that. Let me see, what country is he from?
Philippines.
Which one?
He said the Philippines, Your Honor, but it's an unusual circumstance. In that, my understanding is Mr. Wynn's parents were in a refugee camp. They were refugees from a different country when he was born. And so he was born in the Philippines, right? However, he was in a refugee camp, and so the Philippines aren't necessarily noted, saying that he's a citizen. I don't
Do
believe,
you
but
have something
I
from
do
the council?
know that Mr. Ham, this is what he sent me as the notice that he
Yeah,
claimed
I've seen it.
he sent them, saying that they had Mr. Nguyen, and then they asked for more information, which they didn't have, and I don't even know if he has. But they were notified about him,
Okay,
but
they haven't responded.
I don't know that they've responded yet. Mr. Ham is here if you want to
Mr. Ham, do we know?
consult for Mr. Nguyen.
I thought that was a response, Judge.
Oh, this is,
They're asking
this
for his,
Jesse, I'm copying Mr. Wynn's, who is it? You could, let Mr. Ham look at this letter.
Been a minute, Judge. Let me take a look.
that's the email you sent me.
Yes. Yep, that's the last communication I had with them, Judge.
So you contacted the council, is that correct?
Yes,
And did they respond? Did they send you something saying he is a citizen, not a citizen, or any type of communication?
no, it looks to me like they were asking, they wanted
More
copies of his
information?
passport and his green card so that they could determine whether or not he is a Filipino citizen.
Okay, was that sent to
That's what it
the
appears to me.
consulate?
Yeah, I mean, that's what,
I know, but was that sent? I mean, that's my
it says
question.
that it was sent. I mean, he's the one that did it, so.
No, I think,
Let me clarify, Judge. I believe we were at a hearing and you asked me to notify the Filipino consulate about him, so I did. The Filipino consulate sent me an email requesting certain documents, his passport, green card. I, of course, don't have those.
right, you
I,
sent,
of course, cannot talk to the defendant to
Right.
request them.
right,
So I copied Mr. Macy
right.
on the email.
Now, did you send that information to the consulate?
No,
Well, then, I mean, I don't think we can do anything until that information, they have to make a determination whether or not he's a citizen. And he has the information for them to make that determination.
I don't,
Assuming he has a passport.
Yeah, if he had, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, like I said, do you have a passport?
Well, you need to communicate something to the consulate.
And that's the problem, Judge, because they're not even recognizing that necessarily they're citizens.
They don't have enough information to make that determination. That's the way I read the letter. And it says that, give us these documents so that we can make that determination. They can't go forward without determining whether or not he is a citizen.
Do you have a green card?
I mean,
I had, I tossed away by accident.
Could you,
well, I mean, y'all can talk about that later. What we need to do is, thanks a lot, Mr. Ham.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yeah, what we need to do is, we just need to reset it and give you time to get that information to them.
okay, just hypothetically, what if we can't get,
You just talk to them about that. I mean, I'm not a counselor. They can tell you whatever hypothetical question you have. I'm sure they're in a better position to answer than I am.
okay,
The last time I remember having a passport, I was probably like.
Yeah, I don't know.
okay. So.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to reset this, where's the coordinator? And we're gonna give you time. I'm gonna reset it 60 days. I mean, I try to give you as much time as you need to make that communication. I don't know how fast or how fast they're gonna be able to get back with you on it.
Mr. Macy, while we're waiting for-
We're gonna reset Mr. Five, win for 60 days.
60, okay.
Yeah. Okay. This on your case, Mr. Macy?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so Mr. Mason, once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Nguyen, once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Thanks, Judge.
You said that July,
And Judge,
hold on a minute. When? What? You said that's July 6th?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, Your Honor. Good morning, Your
Good morning, Mr. Cole.
Honor. Yes. Angela Livingston, she has a felony set in the 252nd on May 9th. So she's asking for a reset until we see what's
Well,
happening.
Ms. Livingstone has 2 warrants.
Oh, I was not aware of that, Your Honor.
Yeah, you informed me, she here?
She didn't answer.
Yeah,
Ma'am.
she didn't answer earlier.
Stay with your bond.
Okay, so let me do this here. Where's Mr.? Oh, there he is.
Yes.
Now, what you gonna call it? Let me see. This is cause, the 2 cases, cause number 331-446, cause number 331-448. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Angela Cherie Livingstone. Miss Livingstone was scheduled to be in court this morning in County Court at Law Number 2 for the announcement document, which was scheduled at 9 a.m. on today's date of May 4th of 2022. At or about 9 a.m., the court's bailiff called the name of Angela Livingstone at the courthouse door. Angela Livingstone did not answer. Angela Livingstone has not appeared in court since the court has been in session. The time now is 9:37 a.m. on today's date. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Angela Livingstone at the courthouse door?
Angela,
Okay, Angela Livingston's name was just called again at the courthouse door. Angela Livingston did not answer. Reasonable time has passed to give Ms. Livingston an opportunity to appear in court. She has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion?
Your Honor, state moves to bond forfeiture.
That motion will be granted. Angela Livingston's bond will be forfeited and a warrant shall be issued for her arrest in cause numbers 331-446 and cause number 331-448. Mr. Cole,
Yes, sir.
this will conclude this case. If she appears, I guess we'll call and let you know. If
Yes.
not, obviously her bond has been forfeited in these two cases as well. And as the court noted earlier, that she does have a warrant out for her arrest for, I think,
Felony.
for her felony offense.
Increased her bond.
Yeah, they increased the bond. Okay, so at this time, this will conclude the cases of Angela Livingston. Mr. Cole, you do not have any more cases on this docket, so therefore you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
You do the same, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
And get some clarification.
Okay, we're back on the record in cause number 331-144. Case is style of state of Texas versus 5 Win. We have Mr. Wynn present with his attorney, Mr. John Macy. State is also present with Assistant District Attorney Tommy Coleman. Mr. Coleman?
Yes, sir. Judge, I just want to get some clarification from the court. In the event that the defendant would elect to waive whatever protections he may have with the counsel's office, could we then proceed with?
Well, it's up, I mean, that's up to him. I mean, I can't tell him what to do.
Oh, of course not. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if that was what he chose to do,
Well,
could we
yeah,
proceed?
I'm sorry, Judge, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought that the whole reason was that we were doing this was because we couldn't waive, you didn't want us to waive that. Maybe I misunderstood.
actually, it's a mandatory notification. Yeah, they don't have a yes or no according to this here document. The other one, where it's not a mandatory notification, you can say yes or no, but the way this document is, I don't see where you can.
And again, Judge, I just want to be clear here. While the notification may be mandatory, like any other substantive right that the defendant waives, like the right to appeal or right to a new trial, can he not waive that in the course of the case?
I don't know. I'm looking at the way the document is, I guess this is a standard document, the way the document is, which is the bottom portion of this document. Please sign to show that you have received. As of now, we require notify our consul's office here unless you have been arrested. We will do this as soon as possible. In addition, you may communicate. You are not required to accept their assistance, but may contact family attention, please. Sign to show that you have received this information. Yeah. I wonder why they didn't put that on here.
And Your Honor, I'm not an immigration lawyer.
I am, yeah, I'm not
So,
either.
You
Yeah,
know, the only thing I know is that, you know, the state gives a specific notification under US versus Padilla, I think it was, that requires them know that, you know, you can be deported possibly
Oh, yeah,
if you do this, so.
yeah, that's a different, yeah.
Well, but, I mean, that's
Kentucky.
seriousness of this issue, that he just wants us to waive.
Yeah,
And I'm not an immigration lawyer. I don't know
I
about
want to be
all
clear,
of
Judge,
this.
I'm not asking him to wait. I'm
Oh,
not
you-
encouraging him to wait. I was under the impression that this was not something that the defendant wanted to pursue, and I wanted to explore with the court. If this is something that he wanted to waive, would the court accept a plea? That's all. I'm in no way trying to force.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't mean to suggest that.
Yeah, I don't-
That's-
I mean,
I wasn't suggesting that at all.
I'm not well versed on immigration law myself. Yeah, so,
Judge, it's not an immigration question. It's a question of the consulate being made aware of this, and the consulate is saying, we don't know we need to be.
well, they're saying that we need more
The
information.
immigration is completely separate.
Yeah, but right now, the consulate has been somewhat informed, but the consulate needs more information, and they requested more information. They haven't made that decision.
But it has nothing to do with his status in this country. It has to do with his relationship or lack of relationship with the Philippines.
Yeah, but, I mean, I'd say, under the abundance of caution, I would, we'll just go through the process. I think that it would be better just to go through the process.
And I'm sorry, Judge, if I would have realized, I didn't have that information from Mr. Ham. And then I also didn't, once he gave
Okay,
it to me,
well,
I didn't have a way to
I understand, I
contact
say, you
him,
don't,
so,
yeah. So right now, your case has been reset so that you can get the information, and then we'll come back and revisit this. And in the meantime, we might need to maybe do some research on that issue. That would be, because it may come up again.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Judge.
okay. And you, another word.
You have my phone number and stuff, right?
I don't think he's in jail.
This is cause number 330-960. Case is filed of State of Texas versus Daniel James Leatherwood.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Leatherwood, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Leatherwood?
Doing good.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Leatherwood, you're here represented by your attorney. Mr. Peter Dahl. Mr. Dahl, how you doing?
Pretty fair, Judge.
State is represented by Attorney Kathleen Nelson. Attorney Nelson, how are you doing?
I'm good, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Dahl, what is your announcement in Mr. Leatherwood's case?
Well, without revealing why, I think it's a weird case. I need another 30, 60 days.
How much time you need, 30 or 60? You need 60?
Well, 60 would be nice. Yeah.
That's what you need? Okay.
July 6th.
Okay, this case will be reset to July 6th of 2022. Mr. Leatherwood, you can get your reset from your attorney who's gonna sign for you reset at the court coordinator. Mr. Dahl, you can get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. Mr. Leatherwood, once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thanks, Judge.
Okay, our next case. CC2. Next case is Natalie Diane Karen. Ms. Karen is represented by attorney Bruce Cobb. Ms. Karen has 3 cases. First case is cause number 331256. Second case is cause number 331482. And the third case is cause number 331538. All 3 cases are styled as State of Texas versus Natalie Diane Karen. Ms. Karen, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Ms. Karen?
I'm good this morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Karen, you represented in your cases by your attorney, Mr. Bruce Cobb. Mr. Cobb, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Cobb, what is your announcement in Ms. Karen's cases?
Well, Your Honor, I'm going to ask for at least 30-day reset, depending upon when the prosecution could send me the discovery in this case. I need to look at I've got 3 cases. I need to look at the discovery before I can decide whether or not to plead or to try it. We may need to work on that. Maybe if you can give me 60 days, I can try to get stuff done. We could try to either work out a deal where we could, either decide to try it or plead some of them or work out another kind of arrangement. But I need to really look at the evidence in each case.
Okay, say you have any objections to
No
say
objection.
reset?
No objection.
What is that date? Okay, Mr. Cobb, Ms. Karen,
Yes, Your Honor.
this is going to be reset 60 days to July 6th of 2022. And Mr. Cobb, your notice will be sent to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Karen, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. Your case is reset to July 6th of 2022.
Your Honor, I have a question. I didn't bond out of jail. How do I have a bondsman?
Okay, well, you have a PR bond, they will send you, you will be sent notice. Okay, they have your address that's on the bond that will be sent, they will send you notice, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
But stay in contact with your attorney. Again, your case is July 6th of 2022. Ms. Karen, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. Mr. Cobb, you're also free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And you as well, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It sounds like a woman.
Okay, let's see what else we have. Mr. Vasquez. Travis Clark, would you get, oh, he's on Zoom.
Yes, sir. I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, next case is cause number 328652. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Travis Lavelle Clark.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clark, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Clark, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Joe Vasquez, who is also appearing via Zoom. Mr. Vasquez, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Vasquez, what is your announcement in Mr. Clark's case?
Your Honor, may we have another announcement date? I have not completed discovery of this case.
How much time do you need?
Oh, whatever the court will allow, 30 days, 45 days.
Okay, let's give him 45. You have any objection, State?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Morgan.
Okay, the case is gonna be reset to July 6th of 2022. Mr. Vasquez, your reset will be sent to you. And Mr. Clark,
Yes, sir.
your attorney and your bondsman will get copies of your reset. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman.
Yes, sir.
This will conclude your case. Thanks for being patient with us. You're free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Vasquez, I think this is your only case. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, you're free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay. Yes, Mr. Jones, would you please come up? Okay, we have two cases, cause number 325-330, cause number 330-070. Case is style the state of Texas versus Lee Von Rich Jones.
Yes, Your
Mr. Jones, is that your full name?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Jones, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Jones, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Bruce Smith. Mr. Smith, how are you doing?
Fine, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Could you check and see if he has some bond conditions in this case? Now, Mr. Smith, Mr. Jones, case is set for the announcement docket. What is your announcement in Mr. Jones?
Asking that the case be set for a disposition on August the 3rd, which is the same date that the Judge Stevens just put his case on.
August the 3rd?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna reset his cases to August the 3rd of 2022. Along, it could be the same date with your felony case. State, you have any objections? You have any objections to the? Okay, no objections. Both of these cases are gonna be set on August 3rd. Now, Mr. Smith, you can sign and get your reset.
Thank you.
What's the date? Today is a 20, oh, excuse me, today is a 4th. Okay, Mr. Jones.
Yes, Your Honor.
I have some bond conditions I need to go over with you. Mr. Smith, you're free to go if you need to go. I just need to go over his bond conditions.
Thank you.
Mr. Jones, let me, Mr. Bailey, could you hand this to Mr. Jones? Mr. Jones, these are some bond conditions. Standard bond conditions in County Court at Law number 2. Do you see that?
Yes, Your Honor.
The title? And it reads, following the arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law number 2, Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein or ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Lee Jones, if you violate any one of those conditions, your bond can be revoked, and if your bond is revoked, you can be placed in the Jefferson County, a warrant can be issued for arrest, and you can be placed in the Jefferson County jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Mr. Jones, Mr. Bailey, could you please make a copy of that document that Mr. Jones has? And then you'll give him the copy and the court will keep the original. Which document you gave him? It's 2 pages. It's 2 pages. Right. Yeah, it's 2 pages, yeah. Yeah, just make one copy. Do you have any of those little stickers that say sign here, just with the arrow on it? Okay, we should. Oh, never mind. I got it.
You can raise it backside.
Hmm? He gets the copy, I get the original. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Jones, your case has been reset. You're free to go and you have a blessed day. No, your attorney already signed it.
I'm just waiting, Mr. Jones. Just wait.
This is cause number 326776. Case of style, the state of Texas versus Tuesday Bowser. Ms. Bowser, is that your full name? Okay, how you doing, Ms. Bowser?
I'm fine, yourself.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Ms. Bowser. I see here that your case was reset to give you time or give you an opportunity to hire an attorney. Is that correct?
Well, last time I came, I was this court date. Well, I got a letter mail for this court date, but I guess I'm not too sure.
Okay, but you're saying the last time that you were here in court, I see a note here that your case was reset to give you time to hire an attorney. Is that correct?
Yeah, I guess I didn't hear anybody resetting. I just came up here in front of you. You read the rights, and I got this court date for today.
Okay. Pull up her.
She has just an explanation from her.
It is?
And it's reset to her.
Yeah. When you signed the form, you had stated that you would like to have your case reset to give you time to hire an attorney. That's what you put on the document. Have you hired your attorney? Okay. Why haven't you hired your attorney?
I'm not too sure. I've been speaking to him. I'm not too sure. I've been having a lot of issues going on.
Have you talked to any attorney?
Not on my behalf. I'm not too sure if my uncle reached out as far as in my behalf.
So you haven't talked to nobody. You haven't tried to. Is there anything preventing you from doing that? Because your case is reset to give you, you said you want to hire your own attorney. And so we reset your case to give you that opportunity to hire your own attorney. Okay, you still want to do that? If you do, we can reset your case again to give you the time that you need.
If not, I have like a court appointment. I mean, like
Well, you have three options, and print off her,
I remember signing that paper.
hmm?
I said, I remember signing that paper.
Yeah, and so the document states that as a defendant in a criminal case, you have three options. Number one, you may hire an attorney. Number two, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request an attorney to be appointed to represent you. Or number three, you may represent yourself. Those are your three options. And then the document also states, you could give it to her, Ms. Bowser. That's it. That's the document that have your initials TB at the bottom of that document says, I want to reset this case to hire my own attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you want to hire an attorney to represent you and you have enough money to hire an attorney, the case will be reset to give you time to do so. If you want an attorney and do not have the money to hire one, you will need to fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not to appoint an attorney to represent you. You may not speak to the prosecutor about your case unless you sign a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. Be aware that there are dangers to self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney representing yourself may result in the worst outcome for you and your case, including the loss of significant legal rights and opportunities relating to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. If you choose to proceed without an attorney, you may change your mind at any time and may request counsel from the court. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, at the bottom of that document, there are 5 choices. When you appeared in court the first time, you put your initials on the first line that stated, I want to reset this case to hire my own attorney. Now, if you decide if you want to change your mind, then you can either place your initials on line number 3 if you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney, or you can place your initials on line number 5 if you want to waive your right to an attorney to represent yourself. Now, do you still want to hire an attorney, or do you want to see if you qualify for court-appointed attorney?
I'll see if I apply,
Qualify for a court-appointed attorney?
yes.
Okay, just have a seat at that table right there. And we need to give her, hold on a minute. There's some paperwork on this table that we need to give her. Mr. McIntosh,
Yes, Judge.
you represent Jamon Harris, cause number 330-888. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge. He had sentencing in the 252nd today, and I don't know what time it is or what the deal is. As far as
Okay.
what I know, he's in custody for sentencing in the 252nd, but the docket, the 252nd today was pretty large.
Yes.
And so I'm not sure what the resolution on that case is, or if that case is going to resolve this case. I don't know. So I would just ask for either a couple of days, week reset.
We can't reset. Well, we need to. We'll wait and see, because if the case, I see it sets for punishment sentencing, so whatever the punishment is, I mean, we can set it for tomorrow at on our jail run docket.
That's fine, Judge.
Okay, that's what we'll do. Yeah, if it's disposed of. If not, we'll have to set it on another day. Yeah, but we'll set it for tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'll talk to Mr. Rojas, who represents him on his felonies. And if something happens today and they don't do his sentencing, then I'll just call your staff this afternoon and we'll move it again.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Is it on the docket?
No, Your Honor.
It is on that.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
on
it
the
is?
docket today? Yes, sir, it is.
Wallace, Judge.
Wallace?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, Travis Wallace?
Yes, he has two cases, Judge,
Right.
from Lamar University, and our office has dismissed both of those cases.
Oh, okay, so I got some
Wanted to let
discussion.
you know that.
Okay, I'll send it. see, reset again. Okay, this is cause number 331472, case is filed in the state of Texas versus Kimberly Hearn, of Kimberly Chappelle Hearn. How you doing, Ms. Hearn?
Doing good.
That's good. Now, Ms. Hearn, your attorney, Mr. David Grove, is unable to be here because of medical reasons. And so your case has been reset till was it July 6th of 2022. You can get your reset from the court coordinator on the far end. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go stay in contact with your attorney, and you have a blessed day.
All right, thank you.
That door is locked.
Yes, pretty much, yes.
Tuesday Bowser. Okay, this is cause number 326776. Case of South State of Texas versus Tuesday Bowser. Ms. Bowser, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Bowser, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Ms. Bowser, you may put your hand down. Ms. Bowser, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document? And Ms. Bowser, is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line stating that you would like to apply for court-appointed counsel?
Yes, sir.
Also, Ms. Bowser, I have before me a document that is titled Affidavit of Indigence. Ms. Bowser, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this document, Ms. Bowser, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant Signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Bowser, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Bowser, I've read your affidavit of indigence, and based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Giles Cole. Ms. Bowser, you're gonna stand on the far X in front of our court coordinator. She's gonna give you a reset and the information on your attorney. Once you get your information on your attorney, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Is that Livingston? Okay. Hold on a minute. That's the case we did the bond forfeiture on earlier.
And since she's here, in line of fact, she's here, stay with your eyes.
Okay. Bond forfeiture in this case will be withdrawn. Was she supposed to be, were you in felony court this morning?
No, sir. I have to in court May 9th.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, hold on a minute. Court is in session and cause number 331032. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Yalton Gallo. Mr. Gallo, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gallo, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Gallo, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gallo, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Gallo?
Doing pretty good, sir.
That's good. Mr. Gallo, you
Better.
here? What'd you say?
I said better.
Okay, that's good. Now, Mr. Gallo, you're here with your attorney, Mr. Marvin Lewis. Mr. Lewis, how are you doing?
Doing all right, Judge. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks, thanks. Mr. Lewis, do you waive a record in Mr. Gallo's case?
We do, Judge.
Let me get, before we get started. That's supposed to be class A misdemeanor, that box up here.
Oh, good.
Okay, now, Mr. Gallo, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information alleges that on or about July 30th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Gallo, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir, I do.
And to this charge, Mr. Gallo, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty, sir.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? Are you pleading guilty? Oh, okay. And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Gallo, I have before me a document. You're just supposed to check one of them. You're just supposed to check one of them. It's a class A misdemeanor. It's not a class B misdemeanor and a class A.
Yeah, I just crossed it.
Yeah, you could just turn it around. It acts as a erase to the back of the pen. Yeah. You got it?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Okay, now, Mr. Gallo, I have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishments. Mr. Gallo, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Gallo, there are a set of initials, YG, that are on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, I did.
On page 3 of this same document, Mr. Gallo, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir, I did.
And on the next document, which is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir, I do.
And is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir, I do.
At the top of this document, there's one box that's checked. This box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
That's correct.
I also have another document, Mr. Gallo, on paper that is titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir, I do.
Is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir, I do.
Now, Mr. Gallo, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Lewis, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir, you did.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And-
Explain it to me. Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Absolutely, sir.
Mr. Gallo, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir, probably.
Okay. Mr. Gallo, your attorney, Mr. Lewis, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Magnificent job.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Perfectly.
Okay. Mr. Lewis,
Yes, sir.
you've advised and counseled Mr. Gallo. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
He's confident, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Gallo, I will accept your plea guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for the defendant's plea of guilty in this case, the state's recommending confinement in the Jefferson County Jail for a period of 200 days. However, we're asking that the court suspend the imposition of that jail sentence and place the defendant on community supervision for a period of 2 years, 24 months, in other words, in order that he pay $1,000 fine, perform 80 hours of community service restitution, comply with the standard conditions of probation, including a drug and alcohol assessment, and the installation of an interlock device.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Gallo, the state is offering that you serve 200 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you'll be placed on probation for 2 years. During the 2-year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,000 plus court cost of $422. The total fine and court cost is $1,422. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You'll be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class an initial evaluation fee of $125 on the date of plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay while you're on probation, is $140 per month. Mr. Gallo, will you be able to pay the $140 per month?
Yes, sir.
You'll also be required to attend and complete a DWI education class, have a drug and alcohol assessment, install a DWI interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. And did I mention that you're required to do 80 hours of community service? You will also be required to do 80 hours of community service. And you would also adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Gallo, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Gallo, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state with all of the stipulations as contained in our judgment. Now, Mr. Gallo, this will complete your case. You're going to stand on the X next to your attorney, and you're going to follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Appreciate it, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. And Mr.
Over to you,
Oh,
sir.
yeah, yeah.
Can I get your right thumbprint on that blue light in front of you, please?
You rolling or what?
Yeah, I don't think
No,
Ms.
but
Morrison
place it down
and I
here
would like to
because
approach
it's really
on her
sensitive.
client, Mr.
Okay.
Rosar.
Place
Hold on a
your
minute.
thumb down
Thank
the
Here, I'm printing it right now.
Yeah, are y'all ready?
State's ready.
Okay.
That's ready, Your Honor.
Okay, this is cause number 330006. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Joshua Clarence Mouton. Mr. Mouton, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Mouton, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good. Mr. Mouton, you're here represented by your attorney, Ms. Stella Morrison. Ms. Morrison, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Your Honor. You doing okay?
Yes, I'm doing fine. Now, Mr. Colvin, you stated that y'all wanted to approach the bench.
Yes, Your Honor, I've conferred with Ms. Morrison, and I don't know that we're on the same page procedurally as to how we would proceed. Ms. Morrison may be able to elaborate. I was under the impression that her client had previously pled guilty and we were here for sentencing. That was my impression.
No,
No, okay, which was, because I was thinking because we have a PSI that he pled
but I
guilty.
think
and
what the court did,
ordered
the court ordered the PSI. And the reason why we had to do it that way is because of the setup in the county clerk's office. Once they enter a plea, if that plea is not done that day, the paperwork goes away. And so we don't have any, so we have to do the plea on the same day that we do the sentencing and the sentencing. So that's basically what we're required to do. Well, we have to do because of the situation with the paperwork in the county clerk's office.
So I was mistaken.
It's a little, yeah, it's set up a little different on the felony side.
I was mistaken then as to procedurally where we were. I thought the defendant had previously pleaded guilty, and that's why we had.
No, we ordered the PSI because we know that we was gonna do the plea on the late, because if we would have did the plea, he would have signed the paperwork on the tablet. And because it's not finalized, it goes away. And so it's not it doesn't go into his file. I don't know if they have the program set up like that.
Okay. Well, with that being said, Judge, I think Ms. Morrison has an announcement for the court, because I don't know that, based on our conversations, that she wants to go forward with the plea.
Yes, I'd like to go forward, Your Honor. This time I'd like to withdraw a plea of guilt, and I'll enter a plea of not guilty.
Oh, okay. So you want us to set it for trial?
Yeah, I'm ready for trial right now, Your Honor. Can we go forward?
Your Honor, the state was not ready for
Yeah,
trial.
yeah,
I
they-
was not anticipating a trial today.
Yeah, we wasn't set for trial. We can set it, we can give you a trial setting.
Yeah, I just need to run to Orange County and come right back.
Yeah, but we need to give you a trial setting because there are witnesses that has to be subpoenaed.
He's
And
missing work.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is the state has to subpoena witnesses and stuff like that. So let's set it for trial.
Your Honor, the state will not be able to make its case. Now, let's just deal with the facts the way it is. And if the state can make this case, then I need to get some evidence, because I can't get no evidence from the state on this. This was a entrapment case. This was a officer, approaching him, a police officer. All right?
Okay, now, Ms. Morrison, what we can do, we're gonna set the case for trial. And let's,
July 11th.
okay. The trial date is gonna be July 11th.
I hope I can make it. I'm gonna have brain surgery. And I'm trying to get as many cases as I can dispose of. I have to ask your daughter to come in for me.
Oh, that brings up another
No, I
issue.
know she can't handle nothing in your court.
Right,
That goes without saying.
right.
But at the same time, I have to have, I have
Understand.
a brain tumor. And I have to have the surgery.
I understand. Well, we can, the state, we can work around Mrs. Morrison's medical conditions.
Certainly.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, but right now, could we just give you a tentative date?
Yes, no problem.
And Judge, I represent to the court that I'm happy to confer with Ms. Morrison in the near future to see if there's some middle ground. Some
Okay.
way we can,
Okay.
some agreed resolution that we might be able to
Okay.
come up with.
Okay, we'll do that.
Dismissal.
Okay.
I'm not changing.
Okay, let's give us a, okay, Ms. Morrison, once you sign for your reset, once you get your reset, you and your client will be free to go. And y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Ms. Livingston, would you please come up? Okay. Okay, Ms. Morrison, we'll see you later. Have a blessed day. We'll be praying for you. Okay. Court is in session in two cases, cause number 331-446 and cause number 331-448. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Angela Cherie Livingston. Ms. Livingston, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Livingston, you're here represented by your attorney who's appearing via Zoom, Mr. Giles Cole. Mr. Cole, how are you doing?
Doing great job.
Now, Mr. Cole, prior to the court getting to your case and getting you back on Zoom, the state had moved to withdraw its motion for a bond forfeiture, and the court granted that request.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Ms. Livingston, apparently we've been notified that you have a warrant out of felony court.
Yes, sir, my lawyer let me know about it.
Right. And so I see you have a court date on May 9th for that court. But in the meantime, your bonds are not forfeited in these two cases. Okay, misdemeanor cases, because you made an appearance. All right. Now, Mr. Cole, what do you want to do? What's your announcement in Ms. Livingston's cases?
Well, Your Honor, we're asking for a reset just to see what happened with the felony case on the 9th there.
Okay, we can do that. State, do you have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Give us a standard reset.
We'll set it for with the felon. May not
Okay, we're gonna reset it on May 9th with the felony.
watch it after that.
And Mr. Cole,
Yes, Your Honor.
the case is gonna be reset May 9th with the felony, and we'll see what happens with the felony.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Cole, this is your last case. You're free to go. You have a blessed day.
You do the same, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Livingston, just follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
Do I go to felony court and then come here on the 9th?
You'll come here and check in and then go to felony court. And just, if whatever happens in felony court, then you're gonna come back here and let us know.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right, you have a blessed day. All right.
Have a great
Mr.
day, Your Honor.
Free to go and you have a blessed day. Your reset will be sent. Okay. Court is back in session in cause number 325-182 and cause number 325-186. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Rodolfo Tinoco. Mr. Tinoco, is that your full name? Mr. Tinoco, please stand on the X. Mr. Tinoco, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
All right, how about yourself, sir?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Tinoco, you're here represented by Attorney Langston Adams. Attorney Adams, how are you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Judge? How you doing?
Okay, Mr. Adams, what's your announcement in Mr. Tinoco's cases?
We just wanted one more announcement date, and I think our prosecutor just been on the case 3 days.
Okay. State, do you have any objections?
No objections, Your
Okay,
Honor.
give us a date.
That's fine.
Okay, it's gonna be reset to July 6th. Mr. Adams, you can get your case, you reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. And Mr. Tinoco, once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day. All right, you're welcome. Court will be in recess.